How's it going, folks? It's Lobo, and thank you so much for joining me today for another episode of The Penguin, this being episode 5, Homecoming. And as always, if you missed out on my previous reactions and you want to check those out, you can find those on my channel, or more specifically in the description down below, because right now we're all about this episode, and I'm very excited for this one because we're following episode 4, which of course was the wonderful Sofia Falcone. That was her episode, and we got insight into her background. Got to see more of Arkham and how that place is in this universe. It is rough. We had Carmine framing his daughter, which I brought up before the episode began. That was kind of one of my predictions, you know, because he strangled Selena and her mom, so I was right on that, but not too hard to guess. And now here we are with finally the Sofia versus Oz that I always kind of imagined for this series. Honestly, I don't know how it's gonna go down. I did see, I'm just gonna start watching them because I have for the past like 2 episodes. I've been watching the trailer for the next episode, and then they also did at the I think it is New York Comic-Con. I think it's also called Comic-Con. They did a mid-season trailer, which I checked out, which had a shit ton of new footage. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have watched that, but when you pick it apart, you're not going to be able to put it together until the scene is really kind of flowing, and I only watched it once, so we're going to go into this as blind as I can be. I can't help myself, so I'm super excited. And also, with this being episode 5, we are officially over halfway through the series, which kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie, because I still remember when I was like, oh, T-minus 100 days before the premiere of The Penguin, and now we're over 50% of the way done. Time flies. It really does, at least for me. The shit goes by. Every year goes by faster, I understand that, but I just feel like in my life, I'm like, slow down. But on the flip side, the faster we're through this series, the closer we are to the Batman Part 2 news, baby. Okay, let's go.
Thursday, October 31st.
My heart! That was just like the startup of the bat signal in the Batman. Jesus Christ. Quick interruption here. You might notice that my microphone is actually picking up audio from the show because at this time I didn't realize that my TV was still on and it was externally feeding more volume into my mic. But that's actually something I did notice a few minutes into the reaction, so I promptly fixed that, so apologies for that, but it does go away. Like, the next few minutes, it will disappear. So again, sorry, but I fixed it.
Rex is right, it wasn't just a car, it was a fucking chariot. The end of an era.
You'll get a new one. This was a different model from the movie too, so he had 2 Maseratis.
Sorry, Oz.
For what?
Wrecking your chariot. See that now.
You came back, Vic. Put your ass on the line for me. 100 Maseratis couldn't replace that. This one came pretty damn close. It's you and me now, kid. Till the end. Ain't it time we got ourselves some goddamn respect?
Fucking go.
I like that.
Yeah, Vic is in it now, putting all his cards on the table now. No going back. This is like the end of a video game, the point of no return.
How we getting it back?
Jesus Christ.
Yo, what up, fam? I'm getting a slick new bag.
He's TikToking. I mean, he is pulling a Riddler, so I'm not gonna complain. And he's vaping. Oh, he's just shooting up the place and he can't hear shit. Get him, Vic. Is he gonna punch him?
Hold still, you piece of shit.
My mother, my father, they won't stand for me.
That's what I'm counting on.
Yo, damn. Making plays. Oh, it's like a ransom picture.
I want my fucking shrooms.
Our son, there is a code.
So what, I take the wrong Maroni, that it?
You do not threaten my family.
Jesus, Sal. Don't forget who I got at home.
Goddamn Clancy, man.
Sunrise for the exchange. Make sure my shrooms are ready to go. We got a deal or what?
HBO still has that subtitle bug. It's kind of annoying. When it like duplicates, I'm like, I'm trying to read it because it's overlaying it. That's bullshit. Any of you else have that problem? I feel targeted.
11 o'clock. Red jacket.
Sofia Falcone, Carmine's daughter, only confirmed survivors.
Oh, he's gonna find out about the...
Between the Falcone and the Maroni crime families.
Still got the scratches. They're sending her to a children's home? Is that Chief Bach?
Please, I prefer Sofia.
I know that voice.
Please, Chief Bach.
To me,
His actor teased that he was going to be appearing sooner than later, so I kind of knew this would happen.
Gia and I, yes. There was an argument between my Uncle Luca and my cousin Johnny. Keep her away from it.
What was the argument about? Johnny Vidi's not among the dead. Any idea where we might find him?
He must have left last night, and that's when I, saw the bodies.
She's so good.
Awfully suspicious, don't you think? Prominent crime family in Gotham wiped out by a gas leak.
Is that a question you'd like me to answer?
Mayor-elect's got a mandate to put an end to the scum of this city. If you hear from Johnny Vidi, give us a call. Sorry for your loss.
Are we gonna get an Officer Martinez cameo too? Oh my god, she has him shackled up? I thought maybe they planned it together, like you take the fall, but I'll give you time to leave. I didn't know she's gonna tie him up.
Well, I get the sense they'd rather find you dead than alive.
Oh, they're in the crypt. I mean, that's why she walked through a cemetery. Or mausoleum. I don't know what the proper terminology is for a rich person's, like, cemetery dungeon.
Fucking sake. What kind of person kills their whole fucking family? The second I do what you want, you fucking kill me. So just fucking do it already.
No, please, Johnny.
Keep your voice down. Right, the guys don't know all the details. I know you can't see it right now, but all
There's
this
a piece
shit
of
going
ice.
down, it's a good thing.
Me and the girls. You dangled us in front of her. The hangman, knowing their names, their faces.
All I'm asking is for you to hang tight just a little longer, that's it.
I need you to fix this.
That's what I do, I fix things.
Members of Falcone family dead. Boo hoo hoo. Turn that shit off.
Right, but none of those fucks were friends of ours. They never made us. Luca Falcone didn't even know your fucking names. So who you missing? That skinny little pussy? Johnny Vidi? Milosh? Guy wore lifts in his shoes. We all knew it. Sofia done us a favor. One family down. One to go. Now let's get back what belongs to us. All right?
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
I love that he takes care of his crew.
I'm gonna need you with my mom. Yeah, I swear. I know you want to get in the fight, kid, but I ain't got no one else I can trust but my ma. She's, you know, I mean, she's what keeps me good.
I'll take care of her. I promise.
And this dude is just freezing in the background.
How you doing, Johnny? You ready to head back to the house? Maybe warm yourself? Light an expensive cigar? Do you want to die down here in the dark with all the greats?
She was gonna leave Carmine.
Don't talk about my mother.
You were all packed and ready to go. She was gonna take you and your brother on a trip. She was my cousin. I loved her. I had a fucking car waiting a few blocks down the road, and she never fucking showed. I got no reason to lie anymore. She was with Carmine because of me. God, she was beautiful, you know. She had that laugh when you got her going and knock you out.
He's so desperate right now. Playing on her sympathies.
The money's not enough. You need respect. You need soldiers who want to fight for you. I can get you that respect. I couldn't help your mother. Let me help you.
It is important to have him on the team. He's still going to be useful.
Miss Cobb, it's Victor.
Now, on the flip side, Oz needs more support. I mean, his main guys aren't going to be enough. He needs somebody else that has it in with people, like Johnny does. Jeez. Yeah, they said her dementia is getting worse.
Why are you way over there? Come here, sweetheart. Come here. You remember this?
No.
She thinks it's one of her sons.
Victor. I'm Victor. He's sent me here to check up on
I
you.
know you are. Well, help me up for Christ's sake. Nice boy.
I love that she calls him that. You're the newest. I can't do that accent.
No, baby, you got it backwards. He's working them to get it to Falcone's. They're the bigger fish.
They're all dead.
Was it him? Did Oswald kill him?
Yeah,
Don't lie to me.
it's the truth. Oz pulled this off. That's why I'm here right now, to while this is all going down.
Finally. He's gonna need my help then, right?
You're leaving one big piece out of the equation with Sofia there, Vic. They are not all dead. She's gonna help Oz? I feel like we're gonna get a flashback with her and Carmine for some reason. I feel like she knew him back in the day. Oh shit, are they gonna get Sal? Are they gonna get him out? Or they're gonna try to kill him. No, Clancy! He's such a backstabber. You cannot trust this guy. I need Sal alive so he can throw acid in whoever they cast as Harvey Dent. Because I know that's happening.
Always a pleasure.
My son, no.
He looks so evil there with that grin.
Stop fucking shaking. He's fine.
Remove the tape. I want to hear it from him.
I'm doing you a solid. Your son's a talk.
He's obviously going to try to kill her if he's willing to stab Sal.
Bruno here, he's gonna get in that truck.
That truck stays put.
Go to mama.
I'm like waiting for him to shoot him or something. Yo, he's gonna shoot him. Trap. Damn, he took 3 of them out.
Oh shit!
He was doused in gasoline. That wasn't water. Holy shit. You're gonna have to drive through. Oh, this is gonna be the trailer shot. Yeah, when they drive through. All the skyline of Gotham looks really good too. Ah, it's like all dried out. You're good.
Dude, we got 2 buckets. That's fucking it. You don't build a goddamn empire with 2 fucking buckets.
I mean, you could regrow them, right? That's how that works. You start from one and then you multiply. I mean, it's gonna take longer than he wanted, but at least you got something.
Mikey, tell me something good.
Mikey's dead, you little bitch.
Sal.
Thanks for the keys, Oz.
Oh, he got out.
You amateur piece of shit.
There's no place I can't find you now.
You are cooked.
Cooked, huh?
Oh, don't say it. Now that he mentioned it.
Call your wife. See if she answers. You stole from the wrong fucking guy.
Dude, Oz is a devil. He's calling out Vic now. Because I feel like he's getting worried. Yeah.
Well, where do we go?
It's gotta be somewhere where nobody take the look.
I'll find a place that's safe and
I'll call you when I get there.
Nobody would think to look, huh? That new clothes smell. I don't know what she's doing. The doc. The pervert doctor. He is so down bad for her.
Police came to me.
I can relate.
When I saw what happened on the news, I knew it was you. I can already see it. What it's given you. The release. And I'd like to feel that too. With you. I'd like to be a part of whatever.
This guy, bro. Thirsty man. This guy's a Sofia junkie.
He's got something to say.
All the scars. I mean, he did get a bunch of people, so.
I gassed the family. I killed them all. My family. Disposed of my mother like she was nothing. None of you are any different. None of you are made men, except for Johnny here. The rest of you, my mother was Isabella Gigante. As of today, my father's legacy is dead, and we will never speak his name again. From this point on, I am a Gigante. is a new family now.
What are you doing?
Will not treat you like cannon fodder in a fruitless war against the Maronis, a war which I intend to end.
All right, okay, Sofia.
Let her finish.
All right, these gentlemen know we got a score we need to settle.
Jesus. This episode is insane. They're just killing everyone. Is that gonna be a bunch of cash?
This was my father's, but he made it off of your labor.
And they kept it all for themselves. If you join me, you will have a new family, and I will pay you what you're worth.
Just on top of his blood.
Miss Gigante?
Go ahead.
Like hungry hippos. Blood money. Look at this guy. Dude should wear a shirt that says, I can fix her. He's literally just in it for her. He'll do anything she says. That is so funny. Is he going back to his old apartment? Look at all this flood damage.
No one really cares about Crown Point, so...
I love that she brought her lamp with her.
Ain't this nice? VIP parking.
Don't need nothing in there. Clean the whole fucking place.
Oh, it's squid. Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
What did they do to you?
I mean, Bruce did say looting will be rampant. That's what's happening. The no man's land.
We gotta get off the street right now, okay?
Where are you taking me?
My friend Calvin's apartment.
Seawall repair. Cool. I've been wondering, are they gonna rebuild the wall? How did they stop the flooding? Dude, he saw you. Oh boy. This is his friend's house. No electricity. Yep.
This looks like the apartment I have my boys. I hate it here.
I used to live over there.
The east side is cursed. It takes everything from you.
We gotta lay low. Vic's already at Crown Point. He's got us a nice spot by the zoo. It's the only place that Sal and Sofia ain't got no pump.
Sal. Oh.
Here.
I'm not going with you.
Unfucking believable you're doing this right now. You got some high roller you'd rather shack up with, huh, for the money?
We had a deal. We look out for each other. We don't fuck each other over. That's why this worked.
After everything I've done for you! After everything I've fucking done for you! Jesus fucking Christ! I'm a fucking idiot! Stupid. Stupid.
No.
That sound effect. See? I don't know, it's like he's winding up to do something. It's weird sound design. That was strange. I did not think we were going to get more Sal to this degree. Sofia. What is going on?
Freedom always comes at a cost, doesn't it?
This alliance, this could be amazing. What the fuck?
What a funky hideout. My father always said you were too sentimental. I don't think he understood why you cared so much about your family.
That's because you felt cones eat your own.
Your family had it right, I think. He betrayed me, the daughter of the Falcone Don, and now here we are, both of us suffering at the hands of that same man. I'm very sorry about your wife and son, Salvatore.
Why are you here? What do you want?
I've come here to end the war between our families.
Falcones and Maronis have
The
been
Falcones don't exist anymore. I am offering you an alliance. We join our families, the Maronis and the Gigantes. We kill us, and then we take over the city.
Sofia is killing it this episode. She's made it's like two chess masters making moves, and so far she's just obliterating Oz because dude, he is struggling this episode. He's not getting anything. And she's just making move after move. I really hope she survives this series. I want to see more of her. Because either she dies or she gets captured and she gets sent back to Arkham. So like, I don't want that to happen. It's awesome. This is crazy. There is like an apocalyptic feel to this, almost like a zombies or whatever, with no electricity, looting and destruction outside, lawlessness. Does feel like end of the world in Gotham. I mean, Gotham's always a shit show, but even to a higher degree now.
Sorry, Ma. I feel like I let you down. Place is temporary. Only that. I just gotta figure out my next move.
With such big dreams.
It's you and me under one roof now. Like it used to be.
Are you trying to kill me?
Oh, I'm trying to protect you.
Taking me back here. You're throwing it in my face. What kind of man can't take care of his own mother? Get off!
She shouldn't put that on him like that. It's not fair.
Told her I'd get her a penthouse.
You guys kinda lived near here?
2-bedroom walk up. Looked a hell of a lot like this fucking dumb. This was Jack's. Then he didn't play ball.
What happened to him?
The city took him. Just like it took your family. And there was nothing I could. I was too weak. Brothers and me, we used to get into all kinds of trouble when we was kids. And we just had the city, you know.
Is that a train token? Arcade? I couldn't read it. It's probably one of the two. I feel like it's a train token though.
You ever heard of the underground trolleys? Used to run here.
This music. A lot of interesting choices for song use this episode.
My brothers, we used to mess around down here a lot. These tunnels go everywhere. They gave us access to the whole damn city. Back when I was a kid, politicians got greedy.
What was that look there? I'm so curious about how his brothers died. I feel like that's going to be a big mystery that tells a lot about Oz. Naturally. Was like there an accident down here? Those generators? The Penguin Cave.
Hey, kid! Feel that, right? It's human down here. Dark. You know what thrives in a place like this?
Mushrooms?
Bingo. Welcome to our new base of operations.
What? It just ends like that? I thought it was when it faded to black, it was going to be like, shit, well, work in progress. Or they were going to do like a joke to break the tension, but damn. Okay, well, I'm not going to include it in my reaction, but I'm going to watch the trailer for the next episode. Okay, there it is. This was episode 5. We are now over 50% of the way. We are closer to the ending of The Penguin than the beginning. This is a sad and dark time to be in, but things are starting to get real. This was a crazy episode. I think one of my complaints about this episode, I feel like the pacing was just a little too gung-ho. Like, so many people died. Important figures. It wasn't just like a goon or somebody. Just, it wasn't solely creating action or drama for the sake of reinforcing what you know about the characters. Oh, they're this violent person. No, it was offing important players in the field of Gotham. So I'm like, Johnny stabbing Sal, killing Nadia and her son. It's pretty bold moves for one episode. So I feel like the pacing was a little bit too fast for my liking. For some people, it might be okay, but just for my liking, I was like, okay, that's just a little, can we slow down a bit? This is a little too fast. But it's exciting, I won't lie, but relax, dude. Let me breathe. And also, I just kind of want to start off this reaction by talking about a very interesting character. Not that his character is interesting, but just the why he exists is what I find fascinating, is Dr. Julian Rush. I don't know if it's just a case of me not understanding the character or I'm missing something, but I don't get his character. He quite literally has no other purpose, no other depth to his characterization than just being Sofia's biggest simp. I'm like, what the hell? What's the deal with this guy? I don't understand. It is so... This was the funniest thing I've seen on the show so far. I don't think anything is going to top it. I was crying. You saw on camera, I was crying laughing at just how desperate this guy is for any sort of look or any, he's begging for Sofia's approval, attention, contact. He wants it all. It's the funniest thing I've seen on this show. He's like an audience. It's like if one of us was in his shoes, we'd be like, oh, please, Sofia, please love me. The funniest thing too is because I'm on Twitter, I'm on Reddit. So people with all their theories are like, oh, he's a makeshift Jonathan Crane. They're kind of like how they changed Oswald Cobblepot to Oswald Cobb. It's not Dr. Crane anymore. It's Julian Rush. He's going to make the Scarecrow drugs, fear toxin. He's coming. He's going to be this major player villain. I'm like, this dude has this guy is going in no direction. There's nothing fascinating about this guy. Nothing is going to happen cool with him. No relation to the comics. He's just a creation for the purpose of being Sophia's biggest fan. It's just so funny. I don't know if I'm reading that wrong, but from what I've gathered, there is just no other reason for this guy to be here. And it's funny too, because apparently he's a solid actor. I've never seen him in anything before, but people are excited that this guy's playing this character, and this is what he has to work with. I wonder what's going to happen with him. I feel like she'll probably kill him because he's going to get a little annoying. He's not going to do anything, just like cheer her on, lead her on. I don't know. I have no idea. But on the flip side, when we're talking about important characters, we have Salvatore Maroni, obviously, and I want to say, I'm glad that Clancy is sticking around. I didn't think he was gonna... Here's the thing. I don't know if you want to count this as a leak. It's not really a leak. It's a casting sheet that it was leaked. Again, somebody could have made this up, but it was pretty spot on so far from what I remember. This was like well over a year ago, close to 2 years ago, but they had a thing when they were casting, I think it was for Sal, and they said like a 1-year deal. So it made me believe that perhaps that this character would survive because I really want him to, I don't know, based on the way this is going, if he's going to be the one to throw acid in Harvey Dent's face, but that's just like that's something I want to see. I'm like, Clancy Brown of all people, I'd love to see that happen. And I just would love to see more of him. Also too, because we have the thing where, is it Falcone? Is it Carmine? Was it just a Joe Chill guy? Who killed Bruce Wayne's parents? And we had this huge thing where it was like the reporter was on the Maroni's payroll. So perhaps there could be a conversation between Bruce and Salvatore. And again, it's Clancy Brown, man. I would love to see him in a Batman movie, just straight up, not just a show. Throw him in the Batman Part 2. I'd love to see that. So all in all, I'm just glad that he's surviving so far, thus far. I hope he continues to. Same thing with Sofia, because I think they're just wonderful characters in there. The actors portraying them, too, are just doing such a great job that I'm like, you can't waste this opportunity. Give them more to work with. But just on the technical side, examining the character of Salvatore, this was a pretty fantastic play. I mentioned this. Sofia, this episode, I know last episode was her episode, but now that we're in the present with the way things are happening, she's making far better moves than Oz is in retrospect. I think he's always been a character that is almost carrying a load too much, and he's just juggling and fumbling it and trying to pick up the pieces. And he's always on the fly. He's a man of improv. He has that chaos energy. It's not like a set plan that's just going to go accordingly to itself all the way through. It's nope, this is going to happen. Now I have to think of a way to get out of it. And it's just versus Sofia. She's very kind of articulate, planning things out, mastermind. Carmine knew that she was the smartest. And even her time in trauma in Arkham has not deteriorated her intelligence in any form. I was struggling to say that word, so I had to cut here. But this is also interesting, too, because now we have... I would say Johnny is less equipped than Sal, mainly because Sal was the head of his family. He is older in age, so the obvious assumption would be more experience, even though he was in jail. And also, Johnny, too, could have lived. You could have seen it. If he would have kept his mouth shut and let Sofia talk, she wouldn't have killed him. She tried to be like, Johnny, let me speak, and he just couldn't help himself. He's very set in stone with his ways about being committed to the Falcones and tradition, and that's ultimately what cost his life. But again, Sal, I think, is just he's more equipped to aid Sofia in this sense, not only because they have shared trauma, being wronged by Oz, having a person that they're both trying to get at. But again, it's also just the fact that of his name, he commands more men. He has more experience, more of like a turf or a foot in the door of like this Gotham power grab. So brilliant move by Sofia, not only killing her family, recruiting Salvatore, but then also we had something interesting where she took on her mother's maiden name. And I'm not gonna lie, because it's Italian, this still might be true, but whenever I saw, I think it's Giganta, Giganta, I can't remember. I don't think it's Giganta, but I think that's what I always assumed it to be, because I remember from the comics when Sofia is like this ginormous lady, and it's Sofia Giganta or Giganta. I didn't know that was like her last name because she got married. I thought it was just describing that she's a giant lady in Italian, like Sofia the Giant. I didn't know that was like a real name, so I always just assumed that meant giant, like Sofia the Giant. But no, it's her mother's maiden name, which I thought was it was a unique way to do it, and I like that. Obviously, she's trying to ditch everything about her father, about the Falcones. She said, we're never going to speak about that man again, so good for her. And now with Sofia making all these moves, and then we go back to Oz, it's like, what is he doing? Sure, he did kill Nadia and her son, I think it was Taj. He got, what, like 5% of the bliss drugs, the mushrooms. I know that I was saying you can grow more. It's going to take more time. So he still secured the product. I'll count that as a victory. And killing Nadia, I guess. And what was it? 3 or 4 of her men that were trying to like lay in the ambush and kill Oz, which they just failed miserably to do so. But it's that moment that created the alliance between Sal and Sofia, burying the hatchet between the Falcone and Maroni family after, what, 2 decades? So his move created a massive problem. Number 1. Number 2 is now they're having a safe house with his mom because he's afraid that Sofia is going to target his mother. They're in Crown Point, a shit show, but Vic had Squid see him. So is that going to come back around? I have no idea. I always said the one thing I thought was going to bite him in the ass was the necklace. I don't know if his mom would be wandering outside wearing the necklace and then Sofia would recognize, hey, that's my mother's necklace. How'd you get that? Wait a minute. You might be Oz's mom. I always thought that could be something that could come back. And I also think, too, we're going to get flashbacks of Oz's mom. And I think she might have been a working girl, or she was in the circle around Carmine. And that it kind of explains how she knows so much about the Falcones and the Maronis and just the way this sort of life works. But just when you pile everything that happened this episode and the previous episodes on, Oz is just, I don't know what his plan is. I guess it did end on a good note, finding a place where he can have his own sort of bat cave, penguin cave, and grow the mushrooms. It's secluded. It's connected to different parts of the city, so he can access different points. And it also provides a safe haven. Perhaps if you I don't know if he's going to put his mom down there, but it's secluded, it's safe, and it's good to have a base of operations. And the funny thing, too, about this is, I don't know if you can follow me on Twitter if you want to, but I did make a joke about how Oz and Bruce can pass each other in the tunnel system, and that's actually my most liked tweet ever. That's almost at over 10,000 likes. A guy like me. So that's pretty cool, but I think it's different because this is a trolley system. I don't think this is the subway system. And the thing with the Wayne, because some people were having is it a plot hole? What's my headcanon for how nobody else finds the Batcave if it's just an abandoned subway on maps? It was a private Wayne terminus used solely for the Wayne family. I think it actually just only ran from Wayne Tower all the way to Wayne Manor. I think. I'm not too sure on that. I don't think there was any confirmation about that, but I think it was just something. I think it's just something that would make sense. So it's completely off the maps. It's not there. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, somebody could just find it, or the flooding is going to fill up the Bat Cave. It's like, nope, it's on a different island. I'm also not too sure where Wayne Tower is. I always assumed it was in Uptown, because when we look at downtown's like the shittiest place of Gotham. And then Uptown, you kind of have the association of up hierarchy. It's going to be the richest, most beautiful. But a lot of the shots of downtown, you look onto the next island, which is Midtown, and you see Wayne Tower. And then I recall in the Batman, Bruce only passed one bridge when he was going past GCPD, Gotham Square Garden, City Hall, which are all in downtown. And then again, when he crosses the bridge, he goes to the park to Wayne Tower. So that kind of makes sense. Wayne Tower is in the heart of Gotham, so we can access Gotham much faster than opposed to if he was in Wayne Manor, which is outside outside of the city, it would take way longer. It makes sense that he just enters out of the subway there. He's in the middle. He's in Midtown, and you can go in any direction. And it makes sense. I really like that. It is a canon change, but I really like that. I think it's a very unique, and it makes a lot more sense when we think about sort of like the logistics of how is Batman going to operate in a timely fashion. But again, just going back to Penguin now, I think it's awesome that he does have his little location, and I wonder how he's going to utilize that, because if it does connect to parts of the city, is this how we're going to attack Sofia's men, retreat? Are we going to do some sort of strategic hit and run with that? And then also interesting too is there was, when he was looking at the sewer door, it almost looked like a face of pain and regret, and then he had to stop himself from opening. I'm like, what's up with that? I'm wondering if something happened with his brothers down here. Maybe they drowned. What does he mean the city took them like your family? Does he mean that quite literally, like they did drown? It could have been like an accident when they were very young. I don't know. I think we're going to get, I mean, where was it? I'm not going to spoil because I think they deleted the video. I think they did a behind, because I always watch the behind the scene video, but I was looking for it and I couldn't find it, where it showed some clips of a certain thing. I'm going to try to make this as ambiguous as possible so you don't get spoiled. But there were certain things where I'm like, oh, we're going to do this. And I think they deleted that video because they're like, that's TMI for now. So I'm just, no more talk on that. I'll let you guys play it safe. So just wrapping up here, because this was, a lot happened and I feel like a lot didn't happen. This was an unusual episode, and I think it just boils down to the pacing, but next moves from here, I have no idea. I saw, because spoilers, because I'm going to talk about it. I watched the trailer for the next episode. I don't know if you count that as spoilers, but that's what I'm going to talk about. And it looked like from the footage, he still has, I believe his name was Fang Zhao, Sensei Ishikawa from Ghost of Tsushima, wonderful actor, and I'm so excited that he's back again for another episode. Same thing with Clancy. I'm like, yes, give me these guys again. But it does look like Oz is going to control the bliss, which I am honestly surprised by. I didn't think he would manage to pull that off, especially with the whole thing going down with Sofia. I mean, it makes sense. The Maroni snatched all their drugs, and now he has it. So I feel like that's a thorn in Sofia's side. The fact that he has her bliss and now he is orchestrating pretty much everything she tried to set up with the leader of the triad, because she was like, this is my plan. You're my driver. You work for me. And even Zhao referred to it as Sofia Falcone's plan. So Oz is sure to piss her off with that. Vic is getting more hands-on. He punched a guy. I think he's going to learn to shoot a gun. So it's really starting to ramp up now. We have 3 episodes left. And the sad thing about this too is the episodes are going to get shorter and shorter. I believe the next episode is only 52 minutes. The second to last episode is 46 minutes, I believe, which is pretty damn short. And then the series finale, because I know it's a limited series, they're not going to do a season 2. That is the longest episode. So I'm like, okay, yes, thank God. And I'm excited to see how this all plays out. I have no idea how it's going to end. I'm trying to read the characters, and I always made predictions early in the episodes about how I imagine it would go, but I truly have no idea how this is going to shake out, because the assumption is that Oz is going to win. The show is called The Penguin. He's in the Batman Part 2. The Penguin is a much larger, even though Kristen is giving a superb performance as Sofia, and she's amazing, and I personally want to see more of her. Oz in The Penguin is just a much larger character in the Batman mythos, in comics, and there would never be a world where she would overtake him as a sort of prominent role in a featured Batman movie. That's just never going to happen. So with all these things, you, again, would assume that Oz is going to win this turf war with now the Gigantes. And that just leaves me wondering, what are Sofia's options? Is she going to live? Is she going to die? Is Oz going to kill her? If she does live, they're not going to lock her up. They're going to send her back to Arkham, which is going to be a crazy tragedy for her. And you'd feel bad for her, but then you'd also hate on Oz because he's sending her right back to this awful place that when he was originally at fault for why she went there in the first place. And he has started to become a devil. He burned Nadia and her son alive, and he just watched with this kind of like morbid curiosity, and it was like, oh my God. And even Colin Farrell said the most kind of not out of pocket, but the one that's going to get you the most, like, I'm not rooting for this guy, the most impactful, and I wouldn't say gruesome, but the one that's going to get everyone in a twist. Colin Farrell said it's in the finale, the one that is the most heavy that Oz does, that really turns you off from the character, because that's almost the point of the show. when Lauren was creating it, she said she wants by the end that you through his charisma and the way he treats others, you kind of like Oz, but then by the end you're like, I can't believe I felt this way about this guy. So I can only imagine what's going to happen in the finale, but that is a tale for another time because we still have 2 more episodes before that next week with episode 6. And also next week, I'm going to get back to the movie reactions. I wanted to this week, but with my schedule and stuff, it's not going to happen. But 100% next week is going to be movie reaction. Now, I'm not going to say what movie it is. I'll tell you about it next episode, at the end of the next episode. It's a pretty big movie, which I've never seen, which I'm excited to see. But those will come every single Friday starting next week. But as for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think here or on Twitter or whatever, because it's certainly theory time. We only have a few more of these episodes, and then the Batman Part 2 news and casting should commence relatively soon after the Penguin. I mean, it depends on when they film. Matt Reeves has said they wanted to film early, and then in one interview, he's like, it's closer to like mid-year, so that would be June. So I feel like April is the absolute earliest. I feel like May, middle of May, end of May, that is probably when they're going to start filming. So when you try to line that up with casting's honestly not going to start until like January, February-ish. So I am hopeful that we'll get some sort of crumbs about the Batman Part 2, because I'm sure Matt Reeves will at least say something once the Penguin concludes, because this is the first like show set in the Batman universe, so it's pretty damn important for him to acknowledge that. And I also think there will just be a buzz about this universe, so he may want to capitalize on that and just treat the fans, be like, hey, here's what we're doing now. Here's how Batman strikes back after being absent from this family-driven crime war that's just ravaging Gotham. Where the hell has he been? So I'm excited for the weeks ahead, and certainly all the way to Christmas and so, because it's going to be exciting, man. So again, hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, we have the next episode next week, as well as my reactions starting next Friday. So until then, have a great rest of your day. Rest well, and until the next.